Hey everyone, welcome back. So today we're back on the Thunder 215 MTS. We're going to be doing a little hardwire steel MIG. We're running C10 gas. We do have our flow rate set to right about 20 CFH. Yeah, just going to do a real quick demo. We're going to show you what the inductance setting does on this machine. We get quite a few questions about that. So I'm going to have it kind of set up at my personal settings. We'll run a pass, kind of show you what it looks like. Then we'll go super high, super low on inductance, and kind of show you the differences in the bead. Kind of just show you the hardwire MIG side of this machine. So let's jump over to the menu real quick. We'll take a look at our settings, and then we'll get right to welding. All right, so here we are with the menu of the machine. Of course, we've gone over and we've got our argon CO2 mixes, so that's the process we want to be on. This does help the machine calibrate for when you go to power set mode, so it knows what you're trying to run. There is a different calibration between argon CO2 mixes and straight CO2, so we're just letting the machine know what we're running so it can calibrate correctly. We're going to go ahead and leave power set mode off. We have some 1/8 inch square tube here, so 20 volts, about 290, 295, up to 300 is going to be a pretty good range for our wire feed. We are running 0.3, let's go down to 0.2 seconds of pre-flow, sorry. So 0.2 seconds of pre-flow, we're running 0.9 post-flow. We can turn that down a little bit too. That's a little much for MIG. We'll go 1.5. 60 inches per minute wire feed speed start. In speed is going to be 60 inches per minute as well. Running no upslope, no downslope. We are running our spot and stitch timer off. Running 55% inductance with a 0.2 second burn back. Again, we're running 035 wire. That's just to help the power set mode calibrate when you switch over. It already has the 035 in there. We're running 2T with just on-off trigger, standard torch, and we're running inches per minute. Imperial standard, not metric. So that's our base settings, kind of what I like. We'll tack this up real quick. We'll make a pass, and then we'll go and we'll change our inductance all over the place and kind of show you what it changes in the bead. So let's go ahead and get suited up. Let's make this run. All right, so one side I'm gonna drag, the other side I'm gonna push. So we'll make a drag run, we'll flip it over, we'll make a push run, then we'll go and adjust our inductance real quick. So here I'm gonna drag it. So we can probably go down on our wire speed just a little bit. It's a little humped up, but overall we've got no spatter. Pretty decent run. We could fine tune a little bit from there. Again, we're dragging, so we're pushing wire into it. So let's go ahead. Let's flip over. I'm going to do a push run now, and then we'll go back and adjust our inductance. So even pushing, same thing, a little bit. The bead's a little humped up in the middle. So we could probably go down on wire speed just a scotch, get it to lay a little bit flatter. But overall, again, no spatter, nothing sticking to it. Pretty solid run. So now when we do these fillets on this side, let's go over to our menu real quick. We're going to turn our inductance all the way down to 0. Make a run. We'll come right back. Turn the inductance all the way up to 100%. Make a run, and we'll see, compare and contrast the differences between the two so we can get a better idea of what that inductance setting does. We're going to come down and go over. Let's go inductance all the way to 0. That's all we need to change. Give us a little clip. So now we're going to run this fillet weld, all the other same settings, just turning our inductance basically all the way to 0. All right. Now we made that run. Let's go ahead and turn it all the way up. We'll flip this around. Let's make another run. Still going to drag just to keep everything consistent between those two. All right, so we just got done making a couple runs with our 215 Thunder. So we did the first two runs, the kind of the butt welds with the gap, kind of did it at my preferred settings, like a 55% inductance. Then we went to no inductance and then basically all the way up. And so what that'll do, if you go all the way down, or the lower you go in inductance, it leaves the puddle more fluid. So it basically lengthens out the time between the short circuit cycles. So it'll leave you a little more fluid puddle. And we kind of see that with our toes. We get a less defined toe, which is what we kind of want. We want a smoother toe. Whereas all the way up at 100%, we do get kind of a hard edge to the toes. So it's just not really burned in as well on the toes. So sometimes going all the way down, I'm not saying 0 is the correct setting. We're in with 1/8 inch material. It's so thin that we're burning in pretty good. But you get into thicker material, 3/16, 1/4 inch. If you're down at 0 inductance, you're running so hot. What can happen is that you'll get a lot more spatter at the lower inductance. So you almost need a balance between the two. You want a little bit of inductance to help reduce the spatter and tighten the arc up a little bit, and also help freeze it in place. So when you're doing something like overhead, vertical, even horizontal, something out of position where you want that puddle to freeze and not sag on you, going up on inductance, like I said, if I was doing that, I'd probably go up to 65%, maybe 70% to help that puddle freeze in place. Being that we're pretty much flat, it's not gonna, the puddle's not gonna try to droop on us, so it won't be as evident. Sometimes if we're too low though, because those short circuit cycles are so long in between, we will get more spatter. So if you're getting a lot of spatter, typically we recommend going up in your inductance. Sometimes if you're getting a really hard edge to the toes, we recommend coming down in inductance and letting that puddle wet in a little bit better. So a couple little tips and tricks for you running the Thunder 215 MTS on C10 hardwire. So hopefully you guys found it helpful. Hopefully it helps you guys diagnose some of your weld issues as you go along. We'll have more content coming out with this machine soon. Appreciate you guys stopping by, and we'll see you soon.